Hello people, my name is Rage and welcome one and all to Lichdom Battlemage. Let us find out if it is indeed worth the price. Now before I begin laying waste to multitudes of foes in great destructive swaths of flame, I must first address a concern that a few of you have raised with me. When I do a worth the price on an early access game, which indeed Lichdom is, I am asking two main questions. Number one, is what is currently available in a game worth the price? And number two is the potential that I see, is how good I think it's going to be as a finished product worth buying in at this early stage. So with that in mind, let us do this thing. So what is Lichdom Battlemage all about? Well, you know, in MMOs and RPGs where there's various classes, you can be a warrior, a thief, a ranger, or a mage. They're all kind of the same in terms of power because they have to be for balance. They all kind of do what they do equally as well as the other guys with their own unique feels and twists. But the thing is, in all of those situations, technically speaking, the mage should be by far the powerfulest because they simply are. They're magic, they control forces that someone with a sword and armor cannot hope to comprehend. In any given situation, someone who's wearing full plate with a big ass sword, no matter how skilled and well trained they are going to fall like a fly to someone who can literally control great firestorms, like ice hails, lightning bolts, just destructive energy raining down from his like fingertips. Someone like that is obviously going to annihilate someone who's just a well-trained fighter with a sword. So what this game has done is taken that principle and just run with it, and actually it works really goddamn well. I am always a sucker for the magic classes in game. I always pick it, and because of that, I absolutely love spell effects as well. Spell effects is one of my biggest draws to any given class that can do magic, and this has got spell effects in spades. So how does everything work? Well, here we are in the world of Lichdom, and as you can see, it's really not that bad looking. A lot of the areas are quite impressive. There's some unique setups, there's quite a few good vistas as you get to various open areas, and generally speaking, it all looks really good. It's definitely serviceable and does what it needs to do. There are a few repeating objects and architectures, and occasionally you notice the odd thing that doesn't quite look right or feels like it may have been rushed over, but generally speaking, the environment does its job, and that's provide a nice enough to look at backdrop for the amazing combat that you're going to be experiencing throughout the game. So story-wise, there's not that much going on, but I would put this down to the fact that it is early access, because voice acting is not fully implemented, and the actual story is very thin on the ground because of this. What is going on is that you're a mage, and you're here, and you're finding out that a certain group of people have been messing with the undead. You meet this woman who, like, captures you, and then releases you when she finds out you can be an ally, and honestly, it's really not that much to write home about. So why is this game so incredibly like, oh, yes, which it really is? Well, it's the magic and the combat. So there are 4 types of spells you can cast. You have your right hand, which is a beam of your current element. You have your left hand, which is a shield. While channeled, you take less damage, and you'll notice the sudden flaming explosion when I first cast it. I'll show you what that's all about later, because it's really cool. Then you have your double-handed, which creates an AoE of your current element, which, whoa, oh god, I really, really love it. And then you can dash in any given direction, which will create an explosion of your current element when you do. Currently, I have 2 elements, frost and fire, which are the 2 that you start with, and there are 8 elements in-game. I imagine they will be stuff like lightning and death and, you know, the usual schools of spells. And the cool thing about this game is, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you some fighting first before I show you it, because it really is quite neat. So if I walk down here, we will get the types of enemies you fight in the early zones. I am a couple hours into the game, and it is kind of a follow down the path killing stuff story. So see this guy, he's running at me with his shield and stuff. I froze him with my charged up ice. Every spell can just be fired instantly, or it can be charged up for a powerful version, and he's going to struggle to get to me, and then if I switch to fire, I can then burn the hell out of him, and then dodge, there we go. And what you'll notice right there is the really unique, awesome thing about this dodge is it freezes everything else around you like it's a teleport, but you can see the perspective of everything that's going on. So I kind of misled you when I said it was a dash in any given direction, because what it legitimately is a teleport, but you get to see how everything's going on, and I think that is really neat. It feels like super slow motion, but it's like a stop time movement. Oh god, mace to face! I never thought I'd see you, because like face to face and mace to face. That's so funny. So if I wait for him to swing at me, and then just as he's about to bring it home, jump away, how cool is that? So if I have a spell charged up, he's about to swing, I dodge behind him, and boom, throw a spell at him, and he's now dead, a burning wreck on the floor. I am the battle mage. Me, Rage is the battle mage. Get on my page as I'm released from my cage. I am a sage. I love that it rhymes with my name, like a lot. Is really, really good. So that's generally how things will work, with you casting your spells and you're killing everything, and it's all good. The one thing I would really like, which you cannot do, and I don't really know why, is that, for example, say I am holding a fire spell, charging up this fire spell. If I switch to frost spells while holding this fire spell, I would really love it if the resulting spell was a mix of the two. Like a weaker version of both, but it mixes like a slow and a dot at the same time. So if I was double casting for the AoE of the frost and then switch to fire, it would be a fire and frost AoE. I just think that would be a really neat way of combining your elements, instead of having to choose and stay to a specific school. That indeed may be a thing later on, but right now, I really don't think that it is. So here we go with another mace guy. Start firing at him as he comes towards me. As far as aiming goes, it kind of likes to guide your spells, so I could fire in this direction, and that would be a definite miss because I really wasn't looking, but I could fire slightly to the side, and the spells will curve and auto-aim at the person closest to me, which is rather neat. It removes the, the limitation of having to use like a crosshair, making it a lot less like an FPS and more like you are just a badass mage, because you're powerful enough to make your spells home on the target. Now, these green shields that they have around them are to make it so you can't insta-kill everyone, otherwise you would just feel a little bit too powerful, and that's a good point with this game. What this game manages to do is both be challenging at the same time as making you feel all-powerful and badass, which is quite difficult to do, because if you feel all-powerful, that's normally because you're killing everything really easily, and if you feel like it's really difficult, then you don't feel powerful because you're getting slammed by your enemies, and this game somehow has managed to make a good mix of the two. You are a mage, so you're obviously quite squishy if things do connect, so while you have incredible offense, you need to actually watch your defense, and that is where the skill comes in, with the freezing dodge and etc, etc. And mixing your spells, such as freezing people, in order to get away from them. Now, let me show you what this shield is all about, because it's really cool. If I time it correctly, so I use the flary part of the shield when someone attacks like that, then it explodes in their face, I don't take damage, and they take a crap ton of damage. But the timing window for it is quite small, which I really like, an actual skill-based reactionary aspect to combat, which you wouldn't really expect from a game that's all about throwing shit tons of spells and just laying waste to everyone in glorious invocation. Ah, it's good. It really is good. When I first started playing this, I was just like, die, skeleton! Die in my fire! Burn! Burn like the dog you are! I hate your guts, which you don't have anymore because you're a skeleton, but if you did, I would hate them so bad, and etc, etc, and it really does give you that maniacal evil feeling of being just super freaking powerful, and that is great, especially given the fact that you're casting all these amazing looking spells, and it really is fun. This game is incredibly fun. The combat itself is just, I mean, look at that, dodging right here, me froze in the air, and then I just switched behind him, fired frost up his back. That could have been phrased differently, I guess. But look, even in what I've been doing, I've already lost 2 of my 3 health bars, which is kind of a problem because now I'm very, very squishy. If you don't fully deplete a bar, it will regen, but if you fully deplete it, you have to find various nodes around the world which will restore it, such as, here's one I prepared earlier. Now look, this is what the kind of story is all about. There's an alchemist here and he's like, that's all I know, you've got to believe me. And then Griffin F is the person who captured you, which I told you about earlier. So doing that is what replenishes your shields. Now she's over here with her griffin, just chilling. Where is her griffin? Her griffin's gone! Lady, you've lost your griffin! And I don't mean that as some weird euphemism. So I'll leave them doing what they're doing right now, because I can go show you how the story is enveloping so far. you get sort of fragments of story from these portals, all these like dark shimmering things. So if I walk up and interact with them, then suddenly I get this sort of image of things going on. Did you see that? My braces pull something from those corpses. Anything I should know? Those braces health is Athenia released by the Dash. You can use it to augment your spells. So this both continues the story and actually tells you something about yourself and is like a tip in the game. Now, as you can see, we are in early access. There are a few things that are a little bit buggy and not quite right, so you have to make allowances for that. So if I open this over here, we now get a load of things to pop out, and there we go, I get mastered control. Now you may be wondering, what exactly are these things that I'm picking up? Well, I will show you, because they are really, really cool. So now that I've seen that, I can completely get rid of it and trade it in for some mastery. Now, check this out, guys, because this is where this game really, really shines. If I go on this screen, you can custom craft any of your spells that you want. So as you go through the game and unlock more elements, you get more options from this. But let's go on crafting. Let's say I want to make a fire spell. That's ice game. Come on, work with me here. And I want it to be, let's say, an AoE on the ground. So I'll put in AoE. And then I want to give it some augmentation. So let's say I want it to have 2 control and 1 mastery. So that's now made it that damage with a 3-meter radius, but if I switch to this one, then suddenly it's got different stats. And then if I go on focused control, there we go. So right now I've only got some sort of low destruction, just adds a crap ton of damage. But right now I've got a low amount of augment fires, modifiers, and augmentation. So augment fires! That is a great name, actually. Can someone patent augment fires, please? That would be lovely. So yeah, you can really create some intricate custom spells to actually go into your playstyle. There are 4 main types of spells. You've got your targeted pattern, you've got your AoE, you've got your impact, and you've got your like beamy beam. I don't think it's specifically called beamy beam, but I am now dubbing it beamy beam. So there we have it. And then you can also synthesize things. So if I want to get impacting barrier pattern, and then combine it with a flame barrier, and then maybe some more AoE pattern, I can synthesize them, and then look, here's my result, and you got to choose which one you want. So I could have a augmentation slot, 50% damage resist while charging, which is quite nice, or 2 mastery and 1. I'm gonna go for that one. And now it is, look, a panicked AoE pattern of charging, so I've managed to upgrade into a purple quality thing. And I think this is just really cool. So if I could put some mastered control with some destruction mastery, and then maybe combine that with an ice barrier, I wonder, and then, can we put more stuff in? No, it's just free. Okay, that's fine. Synthesize that, and then, ooh, plus 6% homing ability, so I could miss even more and still manage to hit my foes. And there we have it, homing targeted pattern. So you see what you mean. You can really play with these stats and bonuses and come up with some really cool, unique things. And then if I actually go on the crafting, I can now use these things that I've made. So let's make a homing targeted pattern fire spell. Now we have homing fireball. Let us equip that to, there we go. Where's it gone? The Firestorm, Flame Barrier, Homing Fireball. Awesome. We now have foaming fireball. It just races towards your foes as it like froths at the mouth like a rabid dog. So now my fireball will curve towards targets a lot more, which is really nice. And I'm still quite early in the game. Later on, you get a myriad of various really cool and unique ways of modifying your spells. So as I am an all-powerful mage and I do what I want, I'm going to kill the alchemist because your life is mine, for I am all-powerful, woman. She's immune to me because she's apparently immortal and even more powerful. So throughout the game, you encounter various enemy types, and there are also bosses and mini-bosses. Now, we're about to have a go at a mini-boss. I've not actually been able to beat this guy, so let's have a look. You activate it by filling it with magic, and then suddenly you have to fight a crap ton of people. Now, I need to successfully do this without taking that much damage. That is going to be my main issue here, and my main thing that I'm going to attempt to do. Die in my flame! God, I cannot tell you how satisfying it is to slow-mo dive past someone as your flames are like breathing down upon them and then switching to ice. And just imagine when you get lightning and nature and death and you're just combining all these elements and just breathing unholy death upon everyone. It's good. It's good. There we go. I really want to see a mage who runs at opponents going, it's good. It's good. That's amazing, actually. Fantastic. Oh, no, we're good. Alright, what do you want? What do you want, Mace Guy? You think I give a shit about you? No. I'm all fired up, bitch! Because, like, fire, I think he needs to cool down. Hey, dude, are you giving me... I think he's giving me the cold shoulder. Oh, God, I can't wait to get lightning. That's going to be shocking. Oh, and then when I get nature, it's only going to be natural for me to make bad jokes. That's my main draw to this game, honestly, the ridiculous amount of quality puns you can make with the various elements. So if I keep working my way through these various guys, these bow guys are annoying because they do one full bar of damage, not enough to completely get rid of it, but enough to make that any other damage you take, you've now lost a health bar. So now that I've killed enough of them, as you can see, they're... Oh! Hello, bye-bye, I'm going to leave now. I'm very squishy and I'm allergic to harm. I'm not allergic to doing great damage to all of you, but I'm quite allergic to harm. Oh god, they are really in my face, aren't they? I'm going to switch to Frost, which does freeze people when you charge it up. And then, oh god, I got CC'd then! The mini-boss, as you can see over there, is this floating, chaotic, volatile thing, which is quite difficult to beat. Now, what I need to get rid of is the crossbow guys, because the crossbow guys are incredibly annoying, because they just mean that the melee guys, see, look at that damage! Look at that damage! And now I'm dead. Which lets me illustrate a good point and a really neat mechanic of the game. You get to these checkpoints, which are these beamy lights that you unlock. Now, when you die, you go back to the last beamy light you unlocked, and every enemy on the way to where you died has respawned, a la Dark Souls, which I really like, because this game actually has kind of a good skill cap, as I was talking about. Yes, you are an amazingly powerful mage, but if you don't pay attention and play sensibly, you are going to get your ass kicked, which I just think is absolutely awesome. Now, the only complaint that I do have with the game so far, apart from the fact you cannot mix elemental spells while attacking, is that, honestly, I think once you get over how much fun and cool the combat is, there's not going to be much left for you. From what I can see of the story, which is basically non-existent, though I'm still sure that is because it is an earlier build, there's not really much reason to keep playing. You're not going to be compelled to see what happens, so once the combat wears thin, and yes, you get over the fact that I'm amazing, powerful mage, and I'm killing everyone, which right now, don't get me wrong, is still so much fun. I just want to play this game, and it's so good. In fact, I'm very tempted to do a playthrough upon release, but that said, I can honestly see when the combat gets old, this game is going to go with it, because that's really what it hinges on. I mean, the crafting system is nice, but it is so closely tied to the combat that once the combat wears thin, so will the crafting system. So I do have concerns for it in that respect. But then again, there are many games which hinge upon their combat system, and they have been successful for many years, such as Vindictus, and then Warframe is still incredibly popular, and that's all about the combat, really. Yes, there's a lot of farming and grinding which keeps people playing, but if Warframe's combat sucked, the game would be absolutely terrible. Now, personally, I stopped playing Warframe because I did get bored of the combat, but a lot of new things have been added, which kind of makes me want to go back. Now, I realise I just randomly tangented about Warframe, but it is quite relevant to a game like this. This is a game where lots of new little nuances and quirks to the combat could be added, which makes you want to go back and check it out again. So it does have that potential for expansion, which is always good in a game. So yeah, that really is the only main negative I have to say about it. I feel like maybe a few of the things could be deeper, but honestly, you don't really need that. The point of this game is just to enjoy being a badass mage, killing everyone. I imagine the actual full length of the game won't be that long, because you just want to get in there, destroy a few foes, and then, you know, casually retire as the god of all creation and lord and master of your realm. Now, what you can do, as well, if you don't feel like killing everyone, is just sprint on by, which I really like. And at this point, I do have two choices. I can go fight the boss, or I can go over there. So if I choose to go over there instead, let's have a look what's over this ramp. I've not actually checked this out, so this might be kind of cool. Hello? Oh, Jesus! Wow, that nearly rocked my world. Ha ha ha. So apparently, that's really cool that there's environmental stuff like that, which actually happen as you're going through the world. That means I can't go across that bridge, which means I have to go around here instead. Now, if I just completely ignore these guys, which is kind of a flaw in the AI, that really I could complete this game by just running past everyone. Granted, I've not seen any other enemy types apart from the Mirrored of Undead and that mini-boss, so there's probably... Oh, look, made the next checkpoint. So that mini-boss is optional, but it probably does continue the story, so I should probably do it. Damn! Let me be lazy, game. Is that all I require? Just let me be lazy. You think I care about you? You think I care about you? A single, lone... You're not single or alone, actually. You're due to get married this June. This is Timothy the Skeleton Undead with his beautiful wife Samantha the Undead, and they have two beautiful undead children, Undead 1 and Undead 2. And they know what is up. I don't know why they know what is up, but they know what is up. This area is cool, isn't it? So that's awesome that you find these little kind of cool areas. See, it's all, to be fair, made quite well. I mean, I can appreciate how difficult it is to do something of this level based on me trying to do it on a daily basis for my games design course. So honestly, I'm really impressed with this game. I think it looks really quite good. Okay, go, go, go! It's magic! Don't goal me! Don't goal me! Ooh, there's like floaty magic things over there. I love floaty magic things in the morning. Ah, so this was going to continue the story. It's all good. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I'm doing it. Come on, come on. Here, your shields are weakened. Let me the power revive you. Oh God, that was close. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm fine. I won't listen to the story. I am a horrible human mage. I am just a horrible human mage. So that basically, ladies and gentlemen, is all you need to know about this game. If you like the idea of being a badass mage wreathing destruction upon everyone, then you're gonna like this. I have a feeling once the systems are all polished up and implemented in the final game, it's gonna be incredibly fun to do. That said, I do think it's going to have sort of a limited lifespan based on there not being that much room for expansion, and the combat system may get old quite quickly, but right now, this game is incredibly fun. I love magic, I love being a mage, I love spells, and this just really scratches that itch in such a good way. In fact, in a way that hasn't been scratched, honestly, ever, I don't think there's ever been a dedicated action combat badass mage game, and that is really quite something. I really think you would have had something like that earlier on. Probably is that I'm just not aware about, but still, I am heartily impressed with this game for what it is, and honestly, I would recommend giving it a go if you are like me and love being a badass mage, because it really does make you feel like a badass, and that's the game's intention, and it does it. So you have to give it credit where credit is due. So I'm going to have one more go at this boss fight. If I fail it, I will end the video, and if I succeed, I will still end the video, so I do what I like, for I am Destruction Man from Destruction Kingdom of Destruction Force 5. Don't know who Destruction Force 5 is, but goddamn, these archers are overpowered. My poor instant health bar is just gone. And damn these magic shields that some mysterious force is giving all of the undead. Jesus. The leap attack is very, very deadly. You have to time your jump away quite precisely, and I failed hardcore because I am a hard. Go! God, I'm against the wall. Talk about your back being up against a wall. Come on, do the frost, do the frost. There we go. Get the frost going. We're all right, guys. We did it. We did it. Yay! Dora would be proud. Go! Okay, we did do it. They're all three of them are alive. Damn it, Dora! Come on, Mace Man. You think your green shiny mace affects me? Well, I've got fiery shiny fire. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Alright, so how are we doing? Have we got actually... Oh, no, where we go. We got instantly smashed by an archer. So maybe, honestly, the difficulty might be a little bit overtuned, but I kind of like that. I like a challenge. I like it going, damn it, I want to get back and have another go at that boss fight. It will not beat me. I will beat him, for I am a mage forsooth. Which always is... Oh, I wonder if you can get down there, actually. I'm going to go see... Oh, you can! So there are... Oh, that's awesome, actually. Let's go have a little explore. I love it when I'm inspired to explore in games. It really makes everything feel just so much more better. That's the word now that I'm going to use. Ooh, so you can go through this waterfall. Ah, so this is like a secret. That's really awesome. Well, that honestly has just vastly improved my perspective on this. The fact that you can actually find cool little areas where there's loot. So what is this? Ah, so my journal's updated now, so I found more information about the world. So maybe, honestly, this has taken the Dark Souls approach of, like, Crumb feeding you lore and information, so you have to put it together yourself and care about what's going on and pay attention to your environment and explore, which, honestly, is rather neat, to be fair. So, there you have it, everybody. That is Lichdom Battlemage, a truly inspired destruction simulator. I'm going to call it a destruction simulator because that's how I roll. Like this, forward roll. Boom, that was a mage roll because I'm a maging. Good. Please remember to like if you enjoyed this. I will see you all next time in the next Worth the Price. Goodbye.